Hey, how's it going, everyone? Today I'm gonna be showing you my new shipbox build. It's the shipbox S10 91 first gen model. So this is a bare bones S10. Everything's been stripped. It's currently in the process of getting LS swapped. No heat, no AC going in this, and that's what this video is about. So as you can see, I got this panel. It's gonna cover where your heat and AC used to go. What I had to do here, and y'all will see in your own S10s, is this flange right here sticks out with a pointed out lip. What I did was I got a 3-pound hammer, beat it in, no cutting necessary. You could use a small hammer, regular hammer. This stuff bends very easy. Bent that in, and then you can see all my holes. Those holes were already there, but much smaller, like 1/4 inch. I drilled those out to be able to fit 3/8 nut cert, because the holes on here are pretty massive, so I need a 3/8 bolt to fit that without any washers needed. I ordered some 3/8 button head Allen bolts to go in there, 1 inch long. And this part right here, you won't see after you put your dash cover, and in here it's completely invisible from the inside. The only bolts you'll see are these two, which can get covered up with a carpet if you decide to go that route. As you can see, the ship box is completely stripped, and those are the holes I was talking about. So you'll see those, you'll see this one, and this one. So a total of 4 holes that you're gonna see that I drilled, but that plate's gonna be covering it, keeping all that ugly heat from coming in. And I'll eventually put like a heat shield built in there, because it's gonna get really hot being bare bones. It's already hot in here. Open the door and it feels like a furnace. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put that heat shield on. I ordered it on eBay. I believe it was like $40. I'll provide the link in the description, along with anything else you may want. Just leave a comment. Let me show you the finished look. I left my bolts won't get delivered till tomorrow, so I'll finish this video then, and I'll show you at least how to do the nut shirt. All right, I got my first one. You can see it's kind of wanky, more to the right, and that's kind of was the pressure I was putting on this. This whole stuff's wanky. Like, let me set it down. It doesn't fall. Stay up. Okay, so I don't know the distance in this. I don't know what that is. I read the instructions, watched the video. None of that explains what distance this needs to be turned, how much thread needs to be showing, how far down this needs to be. So none of that shows that. This is the cheapest Amazon nut shirt tool I could find. I'll provide the link in the description. I do not recommend buying this, but that's your choice. It's working. I'm only gonna use it this one time for this 3/8. I got smaller nut shirts. This is a 16-inch handle, so you need it. It's very hard to compress that, but it's going. I'm gonna take the fender off to get to that one, which will be easy. It's already no liner, so there's like 2 bolts, not hard. All right, so I just did number 2. You see that's number 1, all wanky and to the right. Number 2, perfectly centered. And this is how I did it. So you see how the arms are kind of already slightly bent, and that's to help me leverage it, because if you have the arms, if the arms fully extended and you're trying to squeeze down, it's just not gonna happen. So you need the arms kind of leveraged like that. So what I did, set it back down. I only have one. I'm the only helper today. So what I did, I lowered this piece down all the way to there was almost no thread showing, and then that puts the arms at almost 5 millimeter. And the nut cert, it'll go down further, but I wanted to keep all the threads attached to this because it could go down further, but it'll cover the shank. So as you can see, there's no more threads, so if I squeeze down further and keep twisting, it's gonna lose thread strength right here when it squeezes, and I don't want to strip the nut cert. All right, as you can see, they're all done, and I left the tool in there to show you I did not need to remove the fender. Instead, I just loosened the bolt up there and back there to where the fender can move out a little. Pick this up, and going straight up and down, you got plenty of room to squeeze. That is, of course, if you do not have an inner liner. If you have an inner liner, you will have to remove all that. So easy peasy. Now I'll remove the tool. It's as simple as just unscrewing this off the thread. You can see it turning a little, and the threads are showing, and the nut cert itself is not showing, not moving. All right, so then we're gonna go on here. I want to show you actually how the nut cert works. So these originally were completely flat and straight cylinder like this, but under compression it squeezes this rough part. It is rough when it's straight. It squeezes that provides grip and traction so that this doesn't spin. It also squeezes together to find a tight grip. You can see they all look even. And yeah, it's gonna be a little ugly from inside the cab, but it is what it is. This is not a fancy show wooden truck. It's just a shitbox S10. There are other ways you could do this. There's nut bolts. They're like nut certs, except they have a bolt sticking out the back. They'll still be fat like this, but not as fat. I couldn't find a gun on Amazon. That's only where I shop because I can get it the next day. But let me show you. So what the nut bolt or the bolt cert would do is be flat like that, and there'd be a bolt sticking out. So all you do is slide that over the bolts and just thread a nut on it. So there'd always be bolts sticking out. It'd make it easier in some ways, in some ways not. But for lining up purpose, it'd probably be easier. But I like simple, what I can buy for under $30 on Amazon Tools. And this one worked. I mean, it takes some getting used to. I suggest practicing with this one a little bit. It is Android Tools. I'll provide the description. I take back what I said of not recommending it. If you want, I could go over a video how I used it, but honestly, I don't even really know what to do. So I'm gonna come back tomorrow with the bolts, and we'll have this fully installed, so I will finish the video up tomorrow.